Picture your liver as a 24-hour biochemical factory. It filters every drop of blood in your body roughly 300 times a day, neutralizing environmental toxins, metabolic waste, alcohol and drugs. It manufactures bile for fat digestion, stores vitamins A, D, E, K, and B12, converts excess glucose into glycogen, and even produces critical proteins like albumin and clotting factors. Because the liver is so resilient, it often stays quiet while damage accumulates. By the time obvious symptoms arise, disease can already be advanced. That's why recognizing early warning signs and acting on them can be life-saving. The early, silent warning signs. Let's start with the subtle cues. Persistent fatigue that no amount of sleep fixes can stem from the liver's reduced ability to detoxify metabolic byproducts. Unexplained itching, especially on palms and soles, results from bile salts backing up into the bloodstream. You may also notice easy bruising or bleeding from minor cuts because the liver isn't making enough clotting proteins. Another quiet alarm is right upper quadrant discomfort, or a vague feeling of fullness just under the rib cage where the liver sits. If you find your waistband tight every evening but not in the morning, that may be ascites fluid accumulating in the abdomen. Finally, keep an eye on chronic brain fogs, memory lapses, or mood swings. Rising ammonia levels from liver dysfunction can impair brain chemistry long before jaundice appears. Symptoms you cannot ignore. When liver injury progresses, warning lights get brighter. Yellowing of the eyes or skin. Jaundice is the classic red flag, indicating bilirubin is building up. Dark tea-colored urine and pale, clay-colored stools reflect the same buildup of bile pigments. Swelling in legs and ankles, known as peripheral edema, means the liver can no longer produce enough albumin to keep fluid in your bloodstream. Spider angiomas, tiny red web-like blood vessels on the face, chest, or arms arise from hormonal imbalances caused by liver damage. In men, diminished liver metabolism of estrogens can lead to gynecomastia, enlarged breast tissue. Women may notice heavy or irregular periods. If you experience sudden confusion, severe drowsiness, or tremors, seek emergency care. Hepatic encephalopathy is a medical crisis. Major causes of liver damage. The big three drivers worldwide are 1. Chronic viral hepatitis, B and C, 2. Alcoholic liver disease, and 3. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, the latter closely tied to obesity and type 2 diabetes. Add to that overuse of medications like acetaminophen, certain herbal supplements, especially those containing kava, comfrey, or green tea extract in megadoses, and exposure to industrial toxin. High-fructose diets overload the liver's fat processing pathways, while trans fats and highly processed foods accelerate fatty deposits. Finally, chronic stress and poor sleep indirectly harm the liver by driving insulin resistance and systemic inflammation. Lifestyle habits to protect your liver. The liver thrives on consistency and moderation. Stick to less than equals 14 standard drinks per week for men and less than equals 7 for women, though 0 is safest. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep because detoxification pathways ramp up at night. Incorporate at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise weekly. Studies show brisk walking alone can reduce liver fat by up to 30% in 3 months. Manage stress with breathing exercises, yoga, or meditation to lower cortisol, which otherwise promotes abdominal fat deposition around the liver. Finally, keep vaccinations for hepatitis A and B up to date, especially if you plan travel or work in healthcare. What to eat. Building a liver-friendly plate is simpler than you think. Load half of every meal with colorful non-starchy vegetables. Broccoli, spinach, beet greens, not only for fiber but for glutathione-boosting phytonutrients that aid detoxification. Choose low-glycemic fruits like berries, citrus, and green apples. Avoid fruit juices. Swap refined grains for whole grains such as quinoa and barley to support steady glucose release. Opt for lean proteins, wild fish, skinless poultry, or legumes to reduce saturated fat. Healthy fats belong in the mix. Olive oil, avocados, and a small handful of nuts provide anti-oregano omega-9 and omega-3 acids. A daily cup or two of coffee, black or lightly sweetened, has been linked to slower fibrosis progression thanks to antioxidant chlorogenic acids. foods and additives to limit or avoid. On the danger list, sugar-sweetened beverages, processed meats laden with nitrates, deep-fried fast food, and high-fructose corn syrup hiding in sauces and packaged snacks. Studies show soft drinks alone double the risk of fatty liver even in lean individuals. Be cautious with detox teas or bodybuilding supplements marketed as liver cleansers. Many are unregulated and may contain hepatotoxic ingredients. Limit salt to under 2,300 milligrams sodium daily to prevent fluid retention. When reheating leftovers, steer clear of repeatedly heated cooking oils. Oxidized fats impose an extra detox burden on the liver.